Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Arizona Lifestyle, or Arizona Real Estate Lifestyle. I always mess that up. I don't know why I do that. I am Jayson Bates, owner of Electrum Financial, where a mortgage is not a flip of the coin. So if you're looking to purchase or refinance a home in Arizona, I would love to be your broker of choice. So please reach out to me. I am also here with my counterpart, my teammate, all that kind of good stuff, Kelley Norton.
It's a work wife.
I know, right? Work wife.
Hey there. Yes, I'm Kelley Norton, and I'm known as the AZ Realty Lady. I'm a Valley native, guys, and I've sold real estate for over 22 years here in the Valley. And my goal is to educate home buyers and sellers, help people that look to buy or sell in the Phoenix and surrounding area. But we also like to have a lifestyle segment here and teach you about things with your home, with your family, with your pets. So, Jayson, would you like me to do the honors and go ahead and introduce our special guest today?
Yeah, please take it away.
Okay, so today we're actually going to be talking. Oh, okay, there we go.
There.
So today we are actually going to be talking about our little furry family members. Yeah, it's okay, Jayson. Would you like to talk, Jayson?
Turning red. I'm blushing.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
Work wife, work husband. I can smack him. So. So anyway, I am here today with Dr. Kerry Mead, and she is a veterinarian, and we are going to talk about how to protect our pets from some pretty obvious things in Arizona, but people that are moving to Arizona might not be familiar with that. So Kerry, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, where your clinic is, and you know, just a little intro?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Dr. Kerry Mead, and I'm the lead doctor over here at Pet Dental Peoria. I've been a doctor here in Arizona for almost 6 years now, and when I was fresh out of school and moving to Arizona, I myself was a lot like many of you, didn't know about many of the conditions and the kind of scary things that we find for our pets that we're treating here in Arizona. You know, there's a lot of different Valley specific conditions that we have to be worried about and we have to be cognizant of with our pets that we may not even think about if we're moving from somewhere else in the country, like myself moving from the Northeast, where we don't have fungal diseases because you know, it does, the temperature that we have doesn't, you know, support that sort of fungus. And so, you know, here at Pet Dental, not only do we focus on preventative dental disease for our pets, but we also do wellness, and we do valley fever screens all the time with our pets. And sometimes we'll run into different conditions that, hey, need to be treated before we can anesthetize your pet to do a procedure. So thanks for having me on, guys. This is such valuable information for all of our Valley homeowners.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
I've got five dogs.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
You are my favorite client.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
so
cool.
Really quick, we'll start. So obviously the viewers know we're talking about valley fever. So a couple questions for Kerry. So number one is, does this only affect dogs, or does this also affect other pets like cats?
Yes, absolutely. So anything that can inhale spores, it can certainly affect you. So, so humans, dogs, cats, other types of mammals that we see kind of wandering about the desert. I don't think we'll find any wallabies here in Arizona, but can definitely affect them. So again, anything that can affect, you know, inhale spores, we have to be worried about them becoming infected with valley fever.
Okay, and so where would our pets be most prone to getting valley fever? Would it be, you know, out in the desert on a hike, or could it be in their backyard?
Exactly. This is a big question. You know, I get a lot of clients, especially here in the West Valley, that are like, oh, my dog barely goes outside. You know, she's a little 3-pound Chihuahua. You know, we don't go for walks. We don't go for hikes. it really doesn't matter. It's an airborne fungus. And so that means that if you're just outside, you can be, inhaling spores. And dogs are going to be more susceptible because they're little curious critters and they want to sniff everything. And so their nose is always around in the dirt and in the grass. But it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that you can't protect your pets from. Even if you open your windows, they can become infected. So it's something that you need to be cognizant of, and honestly, you need to be screening for it.
Okay, and what does the screening look like for that?
So
yeah,
great question. So typically, with even routine blood work, there's some helpful hints that we can find sometimes if they have elevations in certain values. But if we're going to specifically test for valley fever, we're going to actually do a blood test that is looking for those specific antibodies that are created against valley fever.
Okay, perfect. Jason, did you have a question?
Yeah.
Because I'll just keep going.
Yeah. No, I have my dog got valley fever, young puppy, whatever, sniffing, like you said. And new homes seem to be a little more prone to it because their backyards aren't, they don't have grass on them or whatever, construction kind of things. And that's what we did. We moved into a new home and my boxer got it, but he started convulsing and all kinds of crazy stuff, slobbering. His tongue was hanging out. It was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Can dogs die from this?
They can, and that's why it's so important for early detection. And so I always tell people, if your pet is even acting somewhat off, you know your pet best. And that's where I always have to rely on my clients for telling me and getting a really detailed history. And so when I go into a room that the owner or myself is suspicious of valley fever, I'm usually spending 15 to 20 minutes just getting a history. And just like you were saying, new development, new home, there lots of excavation work, they're digging in the soil, you don't have grass that is mature or formed in the backyard or even turf laid, that is going to be just a breeding spot for this fungus. And so that is something that we definitely are aware of. And when we get valley fever, there's two different types. There's going to be a primary form, and that's the form that's going to start in the lungs and become a respiratory infection, maybe coughing, heavy sneezing, lethargy, weight loss. But then there's a disseminated form, and that means that the infection actually spreads to other parts of the body. Me working primarily in the mouth, I've even seen it embed itself into the jaw of dogs and cause quite a bit of lysis and necrosis of the jaw. But like you were saying, it can get into the brain, cause seizures. It can get into the limbs and cause your pet to become limping or weak. It can cause pathological fractures, from a big boxer that maybe would be able to jump in and out of the car. Maybe he's not going to want to do that anymore. And that's very abnormal in a young dog. Right. That wouldn't typically have arthritis. I've even seen it cause GI upset in some animals that it disseminates to. And when I say disseminate, I mean it spreads. It spreads to other parts of the body. I have an ophthalmologist friend that talks about how crazy it looks when it spreads to the eye. And it can cause permanent damage in the eye. But many times if we start treating it, we can reverse the signs and the pathology associated with it. It's when we wait to let it get so bad that it can have some really nasty side effects that can be hard to play catch up on.
It was scary. It was definitely scary.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
So Kerry, what would be something that we could tell someone just moving to Arizona? I know there's no way to, protect, prevent, or fix this because it's just out there and it can grow. But what sign could they be looking for that would be that, hey, this is a first sign you should get your dog checked out? So early detection.
Early detection, I would say looking for the primary form, which is going to be our respiratory infection. So dogs that start having a cough, whether it's just once or twice a day, that's still something new that should be identified by the owner and followed up, with your full service vet. You should definitely have them checked out to make sure that cough isn't just something random. It could be the start of a valley fever infection.
Perfect. Oh, that's so helpful. I know there's other things too. Let me look here at my notes. So,
Well, let me ask while you're doing.
Messages and things coming in, they're beeping. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what kind of medication? Because I know the medication that I got on for our dog, it was kind of expensive, to be honest with you. It was even kind of like, I don't know, it seemed like almost like anti-venom kind of rare, kind of for scorpion kind of bite, kind of rare kind of stuff. And we had to go down to Mexico actually to get it. And we got it cheaper down there.
Gosh.
But yeah, it was like, I don't know if a lot of dogs had, valley fever at the time or whatever, but it was like an ordeal. So are there new medications or anything like that? Benadryl, like a lot of people get Benadryl and stuff. I don't know. Obviously Benadryl is probably not going to work. That's bad advice, but.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a great point because, a lot of the medications that we're using on the veterinary side come from humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we reach for a lot of antifungals that are very, very expensive because you have to remember, and humans have insurance. And so, the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies, everyone's working together. And so they're able to have a price for that medication that may be unaffordable or cost prohibitive for a lot of people that have to pay out of pocket, like many of my veterinary clients. And so some people do resort to going to Mexico to get some of their antifungal drugs, or they have it compounded at a compounding pharmacy. If there is an on-label drug available, that's always going to be the one that I reach for before I have a medication compounded at a compounding pharmacy. But it is very expensive. Unfortunately, that's kind of part of pet ownership, right? Is like when our pets get sick, I always feel for the people that do have multiple pets because if multiple pets end up getting valley fever, you could be spending hundreds of dollars a month on the medication. And it's not a deterrent to stay away from Arizona. It's such a beautiful state, and I think so many dogs love getting out and about in the desert, but it is something to keep in mind that the medication is not cheap, and it is typically we're medicating our pets for anywhere from 6 to 12 months before we're stopping the medication, even if our blood work is showing that the numbers are going down. We still recommend treating the pets for about 6 months post clinical sign resolution. So even if your pet is no longer coughing and he's back to being happy and healthy and running around like a psychopath, we still want you treating them because many times the fungus can actually lay dormant. And so I've had cases that I've treated for upwards of 2 years, and that owner is having to spend, upwards of $200 to $300 depending on the size of your dog on medication.
Yeah, this is not your regular mushroom that we're talking about here as far as fungus.
No,
Right.
no.
Right. So Kerry, I have one other question. What time of year is it more likely at certain times of year that your pet can get this?
Honestly, the times where I saw it the highest, which was really any time of the year, but it's when people and the pets are outside. We're coming up on it. My favorite time of year in Arizona, October to March, like prime season, because everybody's outside enjoying this gorgeous weather, hiking in the beautiful mountains. Even up north, headed towards Prescott Valley and Flagstaff, or even Payson, it is still something that even those areas do have to worry about as well. However, they do get a winter, and so this fungus is not doesn't love the cold weather, so it definitely doesn't become as scary for folks up north. It's more of our valley dwellers that are out hiking and moving around in the this time of year. So great question. Yeah, we definitely see it more when people are outside, spending time outside with their pets.
Cool. I have pet insurance now because of that, by the way. So
good.
Hey, pet insurance. It works. Yeah. Yeah.
It really does. I think a lot of the pet insurance companies are finally realizing, hey, like we need to make this affordable for people to be able to, pay the monthly deductible, but it's such a huge benefit. Oh, look at T. There he is. That is a model dog. I love that him.
I had to let Dr. Kerry see him.
Yeah.
Yes. Kelley, do you have pet insurance for your pets?
I don't. I probably should because, my
Yep.
Sky eats everything and she once ate a cone off of her head. Yeah, and had to have her stomach, everything. Oh, she's just a mess. But no, I don't. So that's something I definitely need to look into. I'm naughty
Yeah.
with that.
And what brand are you with, Jayson?
My wife takes care of it, in all honesty, so I'm one of those guys. Okay, I'll admit it. She's like, "Hey, just take him to the vet." Okay, we got insurance. Okay, you're good. Okay, good, thanks. So.
That's awesome.
Just let me
But
know
it
when I
does.
need it.
It does cover quite a bit, though. It actually does. And I got my son. He's also on pet. He's got a dog, couple dogs, so he's on.
He's got a dog?
Yeah, he's got pet insurance as well, and it pays for itself. I gotta say, it does pay for itself.
It does. It
It's
really
totally
does.
worth it. It's cheap too. I think it's
Definitely,
like $150 a year or something like that. It's not super expensive.
Yeah, it's years ago when pet insurance kind of was just coming to the market, it was very expensive and very unaffordable. People were
Yeah.
like, I'd rather just start a little health savings account for my pet. But now it's
Right.
become much more affordable, much more comprehensive, especially from the preventative side.
Yep.
I do a lot of routine dental cleanings on dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and people are able to use their insurance to pay for these preventative cleanings
Yep.
that is going to save their pet, the veterinarian, and also the client loads of trouble, work, pain, infection. I mean, it's
Yeah.
great when we can really stay on top of the prevention. Unfortunately, valley fever is not something we can prevent. It is here, and it is just one of the things that comes with living in such a beautiful area of the country.
Yep. For sure.
So.
It doesn't cover dog bites either. So if your dog bites somebody, I don't think pet insurance covers that.
No.
No.
My dogs aren't
Maybe
biters. They're lovers. My dogs are lovers. They're not
lovers.
biters. Yeah.
Right.
So much. Oh, God.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
So, Kerry, we know that we are, we have you at the clinic. So, are you good on time for one more question?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect. So, another thing that I know I'm paranoid with is, I'll go walk my dogs and I'll have mosquitoes they just find us, right? And they just start to kind of hover around my dog's ears and their face and their tail.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of around me. So, talk about what we can do to protect our pets from getting the illnesses that could come from those mosquito bites.
Yeah, great question. Whoever said that there's no mosquitoes in Arizona is wrong. There is lots of mosquitoes in Arizona. Sometimes when I'm taking some of those detailed histories with my clients, one of my favorite questions to ask is your pet on heartworm preventative? And again, many times it's the 3-pound or 4-pound Yorkie owner that says, no, my pet doesn't really go outside, so I don't feel like she needs to be on heartworm preventative. And I said, do you ever get bit by mosquitoes as a follow-up question? She's like, yes, oh my gosh, I'm always getting bit. And I said, so if you're getting bit by mosquitoes, then definitely your owner could be getting bit by mosquitoes as well. And so it's important that we have our pets on heartworm preventative because that is how heartworms is actually spread. It starts with a mosquito. The mosquito bites your pet, and that's how we transfer little microfilaria into the pet. And that little microscopic microfilaria turns into a spaghetti string long worm that can get shoved in your dog's or cat's pulmonary artery, and that's why it's called heartworm disease. And it's devastating. We see it a lot with our pets that aren't protected by heartworm preventative. So that's one of my major kind of talks that I have with clients is mostly doing education about mosquito awareness, because some people aren't even aware that that's how it's spread. There's a lot of misconception about heartworm disease being spread just by dog to dog contact, and that's not true. It has to be in contact with a mosquito. And the other thing to remember is that mosquitoes, they like to be in areas that have stagnant water or water that is not moving. Hello, we're in Arizona. There's swimming pools everywhere. And so
Yeah.
that is definitely something where I see a lot of, heavy concentration of mosquitoes.
Totally.
And as the market starts to shift, this is when we can start to see issues with people not taking care of their pools. They'll try and save money. They won't get their pool clean. So the last time that we had, a market shift, we started to see more issues with people neglecting their pools. So if you do have a neighbor that has one of these disgusting pools, they actually look like there's little tadpoles swimming around in the pool. It's really disgusting. It smells. It's got mosquitoes. The mosquitoes have used that to breed. So you can call the county and have that taken care of. They will come out and treat the pool and make sure the owner continues from that point on to take care of it. So there are ways to help, keep the mosquitoes down. But if you back to like a lot of our areas with desert, there's these retaining parks. They look like parks, but they're actually to retain the water to help with flooding. So be aware that could be a place where those mosquitoes are too. And Jayson, I know that we had read an article about basil and mint as things that really could repel mosquitoes and keep them away.
Yeah. I've got a video. There were remedies, dryer sheets, things like that you can wipe on yourself, and mint and basil being natural remedies to help with mosquitoes. Do you want me to play that video? It's kind of, I don't know if we got time. Do we want to play it or no?
Was that the video with the beer?
Yeah, with the beer. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. Yeah, put down the beer. You're attracting mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Attracting mosquitoes. That do it.
You want to play it? I don't care.
Do you have time, Kerry, for him to play it real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Let me.
Where's the beer? What are they talking about?
Yeah, I know, right? Let's play it. All right, here we go.
We all know about the common hacks to keep mosquitoes away, like dumping out even the smallest amount of standing water or using insect repellent. But what about using these dryer sheets? Here are some hacks that may surprise you.
Peak mosquito season is definitely here.
Dennis Logan with Mosquito Joe says these pesky insects have two jobs in life.
To bite you and to reproduce.
He says prevention is the best way to keep them at bay.
And we want to make sure that we either eliminate the breeding site or make it one where they can't reproduce. And then the second part is going to be to kill the adults, the ones that are biting.
But sometimes it feels like no matter how hard you try, you'll never get rid of that buzzing sound around your ears. Here are some hacks Logan says you can try.
If you're wearing something tight, it's easier for them to bite through your clothing.
So wear loose-fitting clothing and make sure it's light in color.
Mosquitoes bite mammals. Mosquitoes are going to bite things that have blood, and those things are usually darker colored.
Put down the beer.
There is definitely some truth to that beer drinkers are going to attract mosquitoes. And again, I think it's, you're talking about yeast.
Mosquitoes are attracted to certain scents, like our sweat, but scents like lavender, citronella, mint, and basil actually repel them.
The main component of that is linalool, and that also is found in fabric softeners.
Logan says even blowing bubbles can help.
I think bring either a fragrance to the area or especially like an oil that they are not going to do well with if they come in contact with it.
Garlic also works wonders.
If we spray garlic oil on the plants and they've landed,
not good for the girls. Garlic's not good for the girls.
And if you have a ceiling fan or standing fan, turn it on.
They're not very strong flyers. They're not like flies. They're not like bees.
And Logan says when it comes to providing some relief for the itch, marking an X on the bite, putting on some rubbing alcohol, and using saliva, they're all myths.
So cooling agents actually help a lot more. Eucalyptus, menthol, toothpaste, hydrocortisone cream is gonna go a long way to helping with that. And then honey and oats, soothing properties for the itch.
And remember, when it comes to keeping these unwelcome guests away,
all of these home remedies do have an impact. You just gotta have an idea of how much you're gonna need to use to be able to get the effect that you want.
Lustelia Caballero, ABC 15, Arizona.
That's quite the mouthful for a reporter's name.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Garlic. So if I smell garlic, I know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell Mark now. Mark, you can't drink any more beer. He always complains. They always bite me. I'm like, they don't bite me, but oh my gosh.
See my chillax dog? He's chilling.
Oh my gosh.
Cute.
He is like, I'm working hard, people.
Yeah. See?
I need you to leave me alone.
He's not worried about no mosquitoes. What are you talking about? Valley fever? No, sleep it off.
No.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, I think this was super, super helpful.
Yes.
Again, Dr. Kerry is not saying not move to Arizona, and we're not saying keep your dog locked in a closet. We're just saying be aware of the signs, right? And for mosquitoes, there's preventative. Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah. So closing statements here.
Well, tell us.
Closing arguments.
Yeah. No. Tell us where we can find you, how people can reach out to you, all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for having me on, guys. I love educating, and Pet Dental USA, we are educators. You know, we are doctors, but we're big time educators. And so that's why we offer all of our exams at no cost. So anytime you bring your pet in here and you want to talk dental wellness, you want to talk about what vaccines my pet needs, you want to talk about why your pet should have routine blood work done, come on in for a free dental consultation, a free wellness exam. We can be reached at 623-225-7508, and we are in Peoria over on West Union Hills Drive. Typically we see appointments Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But just as luck would have it, we are actually switching to 5 days a week here pretty soon. So Wednesdays, if those are your days off, that you might be in luck. And I'd be more than happy to talk about anything and everything prevention, wellness, and hey, I moved to Colorado and I am on my way back to Arizona because I love living here, and it is a great state, and definitely, and Kelley will help you find a beautiful home.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Yes, well, Jake will be very happy to have his friends back too.
I know, exactly. Now you got to find us another cabin up in Payson.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Absolutely,
nice.
You got it. Perfect. Right. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are watching on my YouTube, subscribe to the channel, click the bell. And some may be watching this on Roku TV, right, Jason?
Yeah, if you want to watch a show on Roku TV, just download the application from Roku, Prem TV, P-R-E-M, and you can get all this information right on your big screen instead of your computer screen. What better way to check us out than in big screen? That would be awesome. So reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much, Kerry, for being a part of this. We really appreciate your time. Thank you, Kelley, for the introduction, and I think this was super helpful. So if you found value in this show, please share with your friends and family. Give us that thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube, and reach out to us. We do not bite, I promise. So until next time, we'll see you guys all later.
Dogs might bite.
Yeah, don't watch out for the dogs. Exactly. Good point. Good point. All right, everyone.
Awesome.
Take care. Have a great day.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.